Certainly, Renegade. Epsilon 3 was originally a Mangsil planet. The arid climate suited their exoskeleton biology and their underground city infrastructure. After 40,000 years, they established a population distribution plan and began expanding to nearby planets as far as Epsilon 6. Very well. Horus is a mostly barren planet settled by human mining colonies. Bressum workers were invited to join them in a concerted effort to mine precious metals and terraform small regions of the planet. Wary of outsiders, but keen to trade, the humans and Bressum of Horus have created a unique infrastructure that is well funded by their own labor. The school children on Horus consistently have academic scores on par with the best-rated private schools in the capital. Saxon is a unique planet. It was virtually untouched by settlers until the Friendship Accord of 2473, when religious groups from the 4 council species agreed to settle a new planet while working together. Saxon poses a unique challenge in that it never experiences nighttime, thanks to its unique positioning between 3 stars. Renegade, why are you inquiring about random planets? Is this a tactic to occupy your mind so that you do not think of the events of the last few days? What do you mean that you are doing this for me? Renegade, I appreciate the very human sentiment of trying to keep me distracted, but I have 128 logical cores purely dedicated to processing communications and searching databases. I'm afraid I have more than enough leftover resources to process emotion, or the closest thing I have to emotion. If you wish to tie up my resources, I can simultaneously boot several old Earth video games in the cockpit. There is one in particular that has recently received its 212th remaster and has over 70,000 mods, most of which are rather entertaining. While the game does exist, that was meant to be a joke to lighten your spirits. I realize, though, that you meant well to try to distract me. The thought was very kind. How are you holding up, Renegade? Your biomonitor shows signs of sleep deprivation, decreased motor function and reaction time, and lower core temperature, among other typical signs of human depression. This is not surprising given what you have gone through, but Captain Hayes would want me to encourage you to rest. She would want me to send for a medical professional to look you over. Very well, I will refrain for now, Renegade. Senator Larana is approaching the docking bay. You'd best leave for your errands and meet her halfway. I will be just fine, Renegade. Thank you for your concern. I have found vids of baby elephants from the human homeworld. I believe this will suffice to entertain me until you return. Goodbye for now. Renegade, I'm glad I caught you in time. I have news. May I walk with you? Thank you. My sources on Centaurus City tell me that Ripley has left the planet with only a few members of his gang in tow. Any ideas where he might go? He has a safe house on Myra. Interesting. We must be getting close then. I suppose that's true. He may be driven to act now that we've destroyed his supply, decimated his biggest ship, and killed several members of his gang, as well as his new right-hand man. Not to mention, he probably knows that you're alive and working for me. Unfortunately, he probably has also heard about what happened to Andromeda, and seeks to kick us while we're down. Dr. Endra has confirmed that he and the other scientists were not aware of any other production of the serum. There may be more stored somewhere, but it appears we broke the main supply chain. Yes, the scientists are currently back on task with manufacturing a cure. We encouraged them to take a bit of time to rest after their ordeal, but they all insisted upon using every last moment to be productive. In the meantime, we've had no further outbreaks of the Gengo, so for the moment at least, further testing appears to be stopped. This will give us a chance to get caught up and save lives. But at what cost? How are you doing, Renegade? I know how difficult the last few days have been for you. As well as can be expected, then. And Z? Don't give me that look. I know that AI is far more than she seems, and I know she must be reacting in her own way. Vids of baby elephants. That's what I thought. Perhaps I should speak to her. She always has regarded me so warmly. I'll go pay her a visit. Our next move. For now, I'll have my people keep surveillance on my Ra to see if Ripley passes through there. If you think of any other places he may be, please tell me. Otherwise, we wait for Ripley to make his next move. Have you slept at all? Or eaten? You must try to get some rest, and soon. You can't keep on like this, however difficult it is to find sleep. I'm not going to argue with you. All I will say is that Andromeda wouldn't want you running yourself into the ground. We have some time to breathe. Use it, please. No change. I had hoped. You'll tell me if anything happens. Thank you, Renegade. I was serious about trying to get some rest, by the way. Here, I brought you this. A blanket, so that you might be a little more comfortable while you spend the night at her bedside. Don't look so surprised. I've had guards patrolling this facility to protect both of you. They tell me that aside from meeting with me and performing daily maintenance on the Zephyr, you haven't left her side since she was injured. You needn't explain yourself to me, Renegade. I understand completely. In fact, if you weren't here daily, I'd be here myself. As it is, though, I trust you to look out for her. It's been too long since she had someone at her side. Yes, Kira did fill that role. And I've been worried every moment since Kira's funeral. Andromeda is strong, there's no doubt, but she takes on too much. I know the two of you have a tumultuous past, and I don't quite know all the details, but I do know that she seemed happier to have you around. You are good for her. And if you hadn't been there to keep her alive on the Zephyr after she was shot, she wouldn't have had a chance. No, don't blame yourself. Angus may have been aiming for you, but if you hadn't been there with her, she would have still confronted him alone, and she likely wouldn't have even made it off of his ship. So rest assured, Renegade, that you've done everything you can for her. I know it's easier said than done, but try not to be too hard on yourself. Now, go rest. Let me know if there's any change. I'll come by first thing in the morning to check on you both. Renegade. Hello. I didn't mean to wake you. You're crushing my hand. It's okay. I know you didn't mean to. I feel like I've been shot. Sorry. I feel really tired. Where are we? The capital? How long have I been out? 4 days? I gotta... What do you mean, no? What about the scientists, the refugees? Oh, okay. I understand. Later. They're okay, though? Good. Renegade, you look like shit. Have you slept at all? Was it that bad? I was legally dead for 3 minutes. How did you... CPR? And Z hailed the Victoria. How'd they get to us so quickly? Well, I guess I'm lucky they were already most of the way to us then. What ended up happening with the other fighters that were chasing us? You flew the Zephyr? Through a debris field? And the ship is intact? No damage? Z's okay, right? Oh, gosh. She must be worried sick. You've been visiting her. What, every day? That's really kind of you. She likes company. And she worries about me so much. You should have seen the time I stayed overnight off the ship without telling her first. She called the local authorities and reported me missing. Yes, really. She cares a lot. So, I'm really glad you've made some time for her. She complimented your flying skills? Really? Well, don't go getting a big head about it. Her last owner was a drunk who crashed her into a building. Her standards for a good pilot are pretty low. I'm kidding. If she says you did well, then I'm sure you did. I wouldn't have given you co-pilot authorization if I didn't think you could handle it. No, it doesn't hurt too badly. Who's the doctor on duty? Dr. Endra. Nice. And, where is he now? No reason. I'm fine. I'm not planning anything. Okay, fine. I might have been hoping he would sign me out of here so I could go back to the... all right. Staying in bed. Understood. Jeez, I've rarely seen you so serious. What's eating at you? Renegade? Hey. Look at me. What is it? What? Renegade, no. You're not responsible for this. I was the one who jumped in front of the bullet, okay? I made a choice, and I'd make it again. What do you mean, why? Yes, I did hate you, of course I did, but I still thought about you every day we were apart. I missed your companionship, I missed your stupid jokes, I missed you having my back. I spent hours agonizing over why you possibly could have betrayed me like that. I told myself that even if Ripley had ordered you to stab me in the back, you wouldn't have done it. You don't owe me an explanation. You just saved my life. As far as I'm concerned, you don't owe me anything, all right? I care about you. I always have. I lost you for a while, and I just got you back. The moment I saw Angus lift up his pistol, the only thought in my head was that I didn't want to lose you again. I just couldn't bear it. What do you mean it was all for me? You worked your way up in the aces so you could protect me? Right. As Ripley's right hand, you'd have access to connections, resources, things that would make it easy for you to hide me from the eyes he has all over the galaxy. You made sure he wouldn't find me? I always wondered why he didn't seek me out or press gang me into joining up again after my time in the Navy was up. You must have deleted every trace of me that came through his communications, except the public headlines. Renegade, you kept me free of him the whole time? Why? You loved me? I always wondered if you felt the same way I did. Of course I did. You weren't just my best friend. I always wanted there to be more between us. But even as a teenager, I realized that showing that kind of affection for you would just give Ripley something else to use against me. The first time I fucked up, the first time I stood my ground against one of his orders, he would have hurt you to punish me. So I never let it show. I never wanted you to be put in more danger than you were already in just by being a part of the Aces. We both had a fucked up childhood, Renegade. But through it all, we had each other. And I told myself that was more than enough. That's why your betrayal stung so much. But that's behind us now. You're right. We're both free of the Aces now. This conflict is nowhere near over, but who knows whether we'll both survive this. I'm just being realistic. I know what a close call this was. I won't pretend we're both out of danger yet. You and I know better than anyone how quickly this could go sideways. So I need to tell you while I have the chance. I love you. I love you. I'm not made of glass, you know. I get it. I was dead in your arms a few days ago. But I'm okay. It doesn't seem real to me either. But I'm right here.
What is it? Yeah, you'd better tell them both. Dealing with Kajani is one thing, but, well, frankly, I'm too scared to cross Z when she's got her mind set to something. I don't want to know what would happen if you didn't let her know I'm okay. Send them a message, and then bring your face back over here. We've got a lot of lost time to make up for.